Hi, my name is Peter Bennett, and welcome to my course, The 15 Biggest Mistakes People Make in Lightroom, and How You Can Learn from Them to Work Smarter, Faster, and More Organized in Lightroom Classic. I've worked as a professional photographer my whole career. I had my own studio for many years in New York. I've been using Lightroom since its initial release in 2007. What we now call Lightroom Classic was then just called Lightroom. I had started to offer Lightroom training and coaching, part of the work I was doing when I opened PhotoFlow Solutions to help people with photo organizing and management. Almost all the inquiries about my Lightroom training were from people who had been using Lightroom to work with their images, but they felt their library was now out of control. They had missing images, they didn't know where things were, and they had a ton of duplicates. It was a mess, and they were afraid they were going to lose everything. This course is the result of all the problems and issues I've troubleshooted for my clients. What I noticed over the 10 years I've been doing this was that I was seeing the same problems and issues with many of my clients. These were not complicated problems, they were brought about because there was a basic misunderstanding about how Lightroom works. Because of this, it was pretty simple to compile a list of the 15 most common and biggest mistakes that people make in Lightroom Classic. Rather than creating a how-to course about Lightroom, I thought it would be more effective if I highlighted the problems I see people make. Because I think most people like to avoid problems, and so they take notice when someone tells them that there might be one. This becomes a good way to help them correct problems and an opportunity to teach best practices and good work habits so they're avoided in the future. There is a great satisfaction when I start to see my clients work smarter in Lightroom. It isn't that they enjoy the organizing or workflow so much as it is they're spending less time doing it. And that's the key. When we spend less time trying to find images or organize them, we spend more time with the creative process and doing the things we like to do with them. The confidence that can be built from learning how to master some of the key things in Lightroom translate into being able to do more enjoyable things with our photos. The first lesson, I think, is one of the more important ones and certainly essential to understanding most of the other lessons. So I hope you join me there in Lesson 1. You don't understand how Lightroom works.